right, now, where was I? That's right. I was about to introduce you to Cousin Lisa's Cannabis Corner before I was so rudely interrupted. Don't you think that's going to be a good idea? I think it's going to be a great idea. Because do you know what they just legalized in the state of Arizona and many other states, as a matter of fact? That's right. Cannabis. It's good for you if you know what you're doing. Now, I ain't here to promote drug use for people who don't want to use drugs, but if you're thinking, golly, I like to feel better, and golly, I got some pain, I wish it'd go away, and golly, I'm an adult, then stick with me, okay? You got to be an adult on that one, because I'm not taking any more shit from my brother. That's all I'm saying. Oh, well, we ain't just making a reel here, so we can keep her going. So, today, I'm just going to talk to you about two things. That is, what is sativa and what is indica. Sativa, I can make a thing come up on the screen if I'm good. Sativa, and then indica, right? Now, when you get to go talk to your bud tender may not know everything because there's a whole lot to sample from, and they still have to be functional for work. So unless you're talking to somebody really old, or they got a lot of tattoos, then you might want to check, like Leafly or Weed Maps or one of them apps that tells you what the strain is all about, because them are useful. But in the basics, you got to know that sativa is the kind of weed, yeah, we're talking about weed. It's the kind of weed that makes you get up and go. It makes your heart beat really fast and you want to go do shit. And in fact, if you don't go do shit and you're smoking sativa, you might get a side effect of anxiety. And anxiety ain't fun because you're like all stressed out and your heart's beating for no good reason, right? But if you just smoked, it's beating for that good reason. And that means you need to back off just a little bit or go take a freaking run around the corner. When I legalized my weedism, my cannabis use, when it became legally possible to use cannabis in a medical way, I weighed, was very much over 200 pounds. We'll give you that, right? I was like a size 20. And then I learned how to use the cannabis through trial and error. I'm trying to share with you my trials and errors so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. But I learned that if I use the sativa in the morning, we'll just say Saturday morning if you ain't into, if I use the sativa before I go exercise, yes, if I use the sativa before I go exercise, then I get a good run in and the laugh is beautiful and the colors are much brighter. I'm just saying, right? Now, if you ain't never smoked, don't go whole hog wild on this. You just got to have a little. And if you ain't into smoking, then don't smoke. You can get edibles if you're still into the effects of what that THC, THCA, CBD, all them nifty numbers. I think with the CBDA, CBD, CBN, right? And then you've got yourself some linalos, some P9. I ain't even going to pretend that I know how these are pronounced. I'm going to take a class. They're going to offer one at Scottsdale Community College one of these days. I hear they're doing them in other places too. Well, what the hell? So we was talking about sativa. And ever since, I have been medically able to purchase like sativa versus indica and therefore predict the effects of the cannabis, that I have lost over 100 pounds. I'm just saying, well, we have together. I mean, it wasn't just all me. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying. And then I know I got some friends that can't sleep at night, but I ain't one of them. Like, Harper, it doesn't matter what the hell is on our minds. We can go to sleep at night. We get a good night's sleep and we wake up early and we get our exercise done. That is almost all brought to you by cannabis. I hate to say it aloud. I'm sharing secrets. Yeah, I'm sharing secrets because what the hell, right? Now, you might be thinking that smoking weed makes you a pothead. Well, it might. It does make you a little bit forgetful. I give you that one, right? And it makes you a little bit funny, and you might end up talking to yourself. But smoking weed ain't going to solve all your problems. They still going to be there. You just feel better about your ability to manage them, and that's a nice thing. And And again, I got to tell you, indica is much calmer and smoother. And some people find some indica leaning hybrids very functional. I myself do not find any indica leaning hybrids at all functional. And one of my criteria for being a pot smoker is functionality. I don't I don't like dirty, sloppy drunks, and I don't like sleepy potheads. You know what? You got to be functioning. If you're gonna use it, don't abuse it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is just me talking to you, and I'm starting my cannabis corner here with a discussion of the sativa and the indica, and how they can affect you. Indica is really good for a good night's sleep. But if you're starting to get into the hybrids, then you want to start paying attention to what they're composed of. Because THC is nice and everything, but if you ask me, you can have too much THC. Because what I think we're really looking for sometimes, especially if we're in the company of other people, is THCI. THCI has the effect of making you more social. And so if somebody's talking about having a little THCI in the blend, that's a nice thing. And that often comes in them hybrids. Yeah. All right. Well, we ain't going to talk strain specific right now, but I just want you to know there are some side effects of smoking cannabis that can affect relationships. And we're probably going to pull out a whole entire episode to talk about that. Yeah, we'll do this as the mood strikes us. But I thank you for joining us. You joined me today, didn't you? Hell, I need a smoke. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?